Ah y'all, it's that time of the year again. The winter's starting to creep up slowly but surely, which means we gotta escape the cold every now and then. So today I wanted to show y'all my travel essentials for not only comfortable travel, but also working abroad, because I'm lucky enough to be working in tech, which means I have the luxury of working remote sometimes. Actually, one of my co-workers is in Spain right now working remote, which kinda inspired me to do this video in the first place. But yeah, that's enough yapping, let's get straight into it. Now first things first, we got the tech YouTuber starter pack, the Rimowa Suitcase. Mine is the classic cabin version, which you can get in black or silver, but as you can see, most of my other stuff is in silver, so I had to match the suitcase with my phone, etc. I bought this last year before my first trip to Italy as kind of a gift for myself, because I had been working so hard and I hadn't really gifted myself anything at that point for a while, so I thought if I buy this thing, then it's also gonna motivate me to work harder, which it did, and this ended up being one of those purchases that I simply just don't regret. Obviously the build quality is amazing, it's made of aluminium, but the best thing about Rimowa suitcases are the wheels on these bad boys. I don't know how they do it, but this suitcase can roll over pretty much any surface, and if you travel in Europe, you're gonna come across a lot of cobblestone sidewalks, so whenever me and my friends are traveling, I always see them struggling with their suitcases, but I'm just basically flying through the cobblestone with the Rimowa. Another cool thing about the Rimowa is that you have a seat with you pretty much wherever you go, because you can sit on this thing and it's not gonna break, trust me. And lastly, you get a lifetime warranty, so if anything was to happen to the wheels, for example, you're gonna get it fixed. Then moving on, we got one of my favorite pieces of tech at the moment, especially for traveling. We got the Nintendo Switch 2, and the reason this became one of my favorite travel items is because I was flying back from Italy. I've been there like 4 times in the past year. I know it's a lot, but I love the place. And while I was flying back, there was a couple sitting next to me with their kid. Now right as we take off, the kid starts crying, and it's loud. It's one of those kids. And I'm sitting there like, oh man, is it gonna be like this for the whole flight? So I put on my headphones and I start playing Mario Kart on the Switch. Now you know that feeling when you can just feel that somebody's looking at you? I started feeling that feeling. I look to my left and the baby has completely stopped crying, and the baby is like super locked in watching me play Mario Kart. I don't know, that was just super funny to me, because I never expected the Nintendo Switch to save me from a crying baby on a flight. Also, the reason I went with the Switch instead of like a Steam Deck or the new Xbox handheld is because you can actually remove these joysticks from the console and you can play split screen with your friends, which is what me and my friend Bessie did not too long ago on a flight, and we were playing Mario Kart in the sky, which was incredible. Basically the whole flight just flew by. Now usually on the flight I don't keep the Switch at max brightness because the battery is not the greatest on max brightness, but the flight from Finland to Italy is like 3 hours, and I got through the whole flight with the Switch on like 70% brightness. But yeah, absolutely love the Nintendo Switch. Then something that seems a bit random if you're looking at the rest of the items, we got the Pixel Bud Pro 2s. I got these headphones when I was reviewing the Pixel 10 Pro XL, which by the way I gave it to my dad because he had an iPhone 8 that was barely turning on, and he was super hyped about the Pixel, so I was like, of course you can have it, you've done so much for me. But anyways, I find the noise cancellation on these things to be incredible, and the sound quality as well. Like to the point that I don't feel like I need to bring my AirPod Maxes, which are notorious for being terrible to travel with because they don't fold. Obviously when you use them with a Pixel phone they work the best, and you pretty much get the same experience as you get with AirPods on an iPhone. But even when you use these with an iPhone, you can control the noise cancellation and stuff on the AirPods easily. Speaking of phones, we have my baby, the iPhone 17 Pro Max. I think with the 17 Pro lineup, the silver is the best color by far. The only thing I dislike is the contrast between the back glass and the phone itself. Like I don't understand why they made it pop out so much and not match the actual phone. It's funny, I called the back glass the vapor chamber in my first iPhone video, and y'all were frying me in the comments, but hey, I'm just a normal guy, I make mistakes, it is what it is. A lot of people have had scratches and the paint wear off their phones, but as you can see, on my model, it's perfectly fine, and I've been rocking it without a case so far. So yeah, I think it's more of an issue on the orange and the dark blue colors, but the silver is looking perfectly fine. Now probably the biggest changes to the Pro lineup over last year are the display and the camera. So now the iPhone display goes all the way up to 3000 nits peak brightness, and also you now get this anti-reflective coating, so if you have a light or say the sun shining on your phone, it's gonna be less noticeable. It's not as good as the S25 Ultra's anti-reflective coating, but still this is a big improvement over last year. Then the camera, it's just on another level. The pictures you can get on this phone and the videos, they're just incredible, and of course iPhones are optimized for social media as well, so if you're doing any kind of social media work, then I still recommend going with an iPhone. But yeah, you have a 48 megapixel ultra wide this year, and you also get the 8x zoom. It's not optical zoom, Apple calls it optical like zoom, but still the images on the 8x zoom are incredible. And yeah, of course iPhones have a great battery life, this is no exception. I haven't had a single day when I've ran out of battery before I went to bed, which has been wild honestly. I'm thinking of doing like a 3-month review on the iPhone 17 Pro Max, so let me know if you want to see that. Okay, next up we got something very interesting. As you know, I've partnered up with Anchor, who owns Soundcore a few times already in the past, and they just released their new Soundcore work, which lets you record meetings in real life, summarize those meetings in the Soundcore app, and then listen back to those meetings. Now, we all had those conversations in real life that we wish we could play back again. Maybe something was agreed on, but the other person went back on their word or something, and at that point there's not much that you can do. But with the Soundcore work, you can record the meeting, of course let the other person know that you're recording first, and after the meeting you can revisit what was said easily in the app. Now in the box you get this recording device as well as the charging dock, which you can keep on your desk or even stick to the back of your phone, use the magnetic ring so you can carry around with you. One thing I specifically like about the Soundcore work over some other products is the small form factor and the lightweight of the recording device, which you can wear as a necklace or attach to your clothing. Now when you're ready to start recording, all you gotta do is press this button which starts the recording and picks up conversation within 5 meters of you. Then if someone says something you wanna highlight, you can just double tap the device, and in the app you'll see this yellow marker indicating that this part was highlighted. After you're done, all you gotta do is press the recording button again, and then in the app you can use AI to generate a 97% accurate transcription of the recording. Also with the app you can use AI to generate these intelligent summaries of your recordings. They have a ton of different summary templates you can choose from, and these summaries come in handy especially if you have longer meetings and just want to see the most important points of what was discussed. So yeah, if that sounds interesting to you, then I'll leave the first link in the description where you can pick up the Soundcore work and get $35 off of your order. Use the code SoundcoreAI, as well as a 6-month free premium plan if you order and activate the device before March 31st, 2026. And a huge shout out to Soundcore for supporting the channel and sponsoring the video. Then sticking with the Apple sheep vibes, we got my laptop. This right here is the new M5 MacBook Pro. For most of the year I was rocking the M4 MacBook Air for traveling because bro, the 16-inch laptop is just way too much of a hassle to carry around with you, especially in your backpack, and you might think that the weight difference is not that big. Trust me, it is huge if you walk around the whole day with a laptop in your backpack. But now that I'm giving away the M4 MacBook Air, I'm actually gonna be rocking the M5 MacBook Pro 14-inch for traveling and stuff. This thing literally just came out, so I don't wanna make any performance claims before I actually put it to a test, so subscribe so you don't miss the full review. But I can already say that traveling with this thing is much easier than with the 16-inch Pro. Obviously with MacBooks you also get incredible battery life, and I think it's honestly the best in the industry out of all the laptops that I've ever tried personally. So for like an on-the-go machine, the Air and the 14-inch Pro are definitely your go-to options. If you're not sure whether the Air or the Pro model is better for you, I have a full-on video breaking down the differences between the Air and the Pro models, which I'll leave in the description so you can check it out after this video. And if you want to enter the giveaway, it's on my Instagram at LukeMadeIt_. The first place winner is gonna get the M4 MacBook Air, the second place winner is gonna get the S25 Ultra, third place is gonna get a brand new pair of AirPod Maxes, and the fourth place winner can spec up their own mechanical keyboard. So it's a huge giveaway, and if you've been watching my videos for a while, you should definitely go and enter, because I'm not like MKBHD with millions of subscribers and stuff, so you actually have a chance to win something here. But yeah, that's the current laptop situation. Something I also recently added to my EDC is a card holder, because I started accumulating so many random cards that it was just hard to keep up. And whenever I went anywhere, I was always missing my ID, which became a problem. So now I finally have everything in one place. But yeah, this is from a brand called Afflopreneur. It's actually my friend's brand, but I bought it with my own money because always support your homies' businesses. And this one is actually a one-of-one sample, so the final versions were a little bit different, but still I absolutely love it. It's in this money green color and it has the golden text. It just looks so premium. And it's made out of leather too. For the cards I just sold my business card here, my ID, another business card, and then I got this VIP card to the Pokeball place that you've seen in my videos. I went there like 4 times a week for 3 months or something, and one day they just gave me a VIP card, so now I get a small discount when I order a Pokeball. Again, support your local businesses. Then we got something that's got a special place in my heart. We got my watch. A lot of you have been asking about it in my recent videos. It's the Cartier Santos in medium size, and dude, this has been my dream watch for such a long time. You don't even understand. Like, after the first time I saw this watch, I knew I had to get it at one point in my life. I just couldn't afford it until recently, which was also right around the time we hit 100,000 subscribers here on YouTube. So at that point I was like, it has to happen right now. Like, it's meant to be. I'm not gonna go over the full history of the watch in this video because it's quite long, but just know this is the world's first men's wristwatch. Before this, wristwatches were kind of looked at as feminine, I guess, but then a man named Alberto Santos Dumont complained to his friend Louis Cartier about how annoying it was using his pocket watch while flying. And yeah, that's how the Cartier Santos was born. To me, being able to wear a piece of history on my wrist is a crazy feeling, not to mention the aesthetic of it. Like, I feel like this is one of those watches that you can wear with a hoodie or with a suit. And if you want to spice things up or you just get bored of the metal bracelet, you can easily switch the metal bracelet to a leather band, which they sell multiple colors of. Now I gotta say, this watch is far from an investment. Like, right as you buy it, it's gonna drop in value if you buy it new, but I just didn't care. This worth more to me than the money, and I'm hoping that one day I'm gonna be able to pass down this watch to my own son when he turns 18. Actually, let me show you something. This right here is my dad's old watch. He used to wear it when he was a bartender back in the days, and he gave it to me when he graduated high school, so now every time I look at the watch I remember all the hard work that he's been putting in. So yeah, if you're not a watch person, then it might seem crazy spending this much money on a watch, and you know, I totally get that, but to me watches are way more than just timepieces. They're part of memories for me, and this is one of those things that I just simply don't regret buying. Of course, when I travel I also need my passport. I'm super lucky to be a Finnish citizen, so I have the Finnish passport, and this is like top 3 strongest passports in the entire world, meaning you can get visa-free access to even more countries than with the US passport. So yeah, whenever I've gone anywhere, I've never had any issues with border security or anything. Even when I went to the US at the start of this year, I basically just walked through customs and they didn't ask me anything. But yeah, I feel very blessed to have this passport because I know people with like weaker passports have a ton of trouble getting into certain countries, and the visa process can be annoying as shit. Oh, and also my mom got me this passport cover. It's from a brand called Balmuri. Another travel essential for me is this travel pouch from Orbitkey. Now, full transparency, they sent it to me, but they didn't ask to be in a video, which was super cool of them. But yeah, I just want to be transparent about that stuff. There's no hidden marketing on this channel. Anyways, in the pouch you can fit actually quite a lot of stuff, and you got these different compartments. It's also water resistant, which makes it the perfect spot to hide my Nintendo Switch. So what I do is I take the joysticks of the Switch and place them on these compartments here, and then I put the main machine in this big compartment over here. But yeah, in this pouch you can easily store your power banks, chargers, cables and whatever. Also, I bought this mousepad from Orbitkey like over a year ago, and it's still in perfect condition, so as always Orbitkey quality is really nice. Another thing from Orbitkey is this key organizer, which keeps my keys intact. I don't have too many keys right now. I just have my apartment key, the key to my like trash area, and of course I got the YubiKey with me, which kinda locks my Google accounts. And if you want to access my Google accounts on a new device, you're gonna need this physical key in order to log in. So a YubiKey is definitely something that everybody should invest into, because nowadays everything is digital, and this just adds an extra hurdle for hackers to go through if they want to hurt you. But yeah, the key organizer is also made out of this nice leather, and it's great quality. And lastly, we have my power bank. This was also sent to me by Anker for the iPhone Air video I did. It's 5000 mAh and it's also G2 certified, meaning it charges my phone fast. But the best thing about it, in my opinion, is that they fit all of that into this nice small device, and it looks really clean with my iPhone 17 Pro Max. So yeah, whenever I need to charge my phone and I don't have access to a charger, I just use this one. But cool, right now I'll start packing and then let's get to the airport. As soon as I step into the airport, my mood goes up like tenfold. It's one of those things when you know something cool is about to happen and all you gotta do now is just wait. Just got my lunch. We got some salmon pasta as well as this potato salad. It's like a Finnish classic meal. Also, I got a huge glass of sparkling wine. I don't know why it took so much, but if it's included, then we have to do it. I came here a bit earlier than my friends because I need to get some work done. This isn't a vacation for me. I'm about to eat and then get some work done. And we got the flight in like 3 hours. Yeah, like I mentioned, I'll also be doing some work on this trip, so I brought my 16-inch M1 Pro MacBook Pro with me. It only has 16 gigs of RAM, but it's pretty wild how well the M1 Pro chip is holding up in 2025 when it comes to programming and stuff. And the more I use the M1 Pro, I'm like, damn, this is good. So I was thinking of doing like a 4 years later type of video on the M1 MacBook Pro. Let me know if you're interested in that. Also, after a couple of hours of work, I decided it's time to get into travel mode and played some Pokemon on my Switch before boarding the flight. Just landed in Milan. My last travel essentials video, somebody commented on my video and asked, why don't I fly business? And I've made this deal with myself that I'm not gonna fly business until I pay for my parents' dream holiday, because they work 10 times harder than I have. And to be fair, for these like 3-hour-long flights, I don't see the point in spending the extra money just for a more comfortable flight. Alright y'all, at a coffee shop right now getting some work done for my 9 to 5 actually. This trip has been all over the place. One of our Airbnbs had bed bugs in it, and it was like a whole hassle finding a new Airbnb, getting a refund and stuff, because obviously the people who owned the Airbnb with the bed bugs were saying that it's not bed bugs and stuff. To wrap this video up, I kind of wanted to show y'all the camera gear that I bring with me, because a lot of you been asking me. Starting off with my shotgun mic, I'm still using the Rode VideoMic NTG. I think this is one of the best ones for like vlogging and stuff, because it's pretty big, but it's not as big as some of the other shotgun mics. Then as for my drone, I got the DJI Mini 4 Pro. I obviously got the remote control as well. You can get it without the remote. It's pretty much impossible to operate just on your phone, so if you're gonna get this drone, highly recommend you also get the remote for it. I actually crashed one of these drones before as well, when I was flying it outside of my apartment, and then I tried to land back into my crib. I ended up hitting the wall because there was like a gust of wind right when I was coming back inside, and the drone fell like 20 floors, so obviously it's not surviving that. But I was lucky that it didn't hit anyone, because otherwise I wouldn't be talking here with y'all. Also, I got this little air thingy because I've seen a lot of people commenting on my videos sometimes if I have some dust or something on my lens, that hey man, you need to clean that shit up. My primary lens, I use the Sigma 24 to 70mm one. Then for the small wireless microphones that I'm using, I use the Rode Wireless Pros. And then last but not least, for my camera that I'm recording on right now, I'm using the Sony a7S III. It's my baby, I love it so much. It's expensive as hell, but when I started making money from YouTube, I obviously wanted to make my videos the best they could ever be. And on the camera we got the Sony 16 to 35mm GM Master 2 lens. I think it's the perfect lens for vlogging, because you can get this wide angle shot that I'm shooting right now, but also you can zoom in a ton with this lens, so you can also get some cinematics.